Today, we are diving deep into a topic that affects so many of us, leptin resistance. We're going to pull back the curtain on this hidden force that can make weight loss feel like an impossible uphill battle.
I mean, really, have you ever asked yourself this? You do everything you're supposed to do. You're eating clean, you're hitting the gym, and yeah, the scale might budge for a little while. But then, it's like your body just slams on the brakes and fights you every single step of the way. Well, what if I told you that feeling is completely real? This struggle isn't about you failing. It's not a lack of willpower. It's a fundamental misunderstanding between your body and your brain, a biological mismatch.
Okay, let's get right into it. We're going to start with what I call the unwinnable diet war. It's a cycle that millions of people are trapped in, and frankly, it feels totally rigged from the start.
You know this cycle, right? You start the diet, you're all in, and then this crushing wave of hunger just hits you like a truck. Your energy completely vanishes. You're cold all the time, you're exhausted, you're miserable. Look, this is not a character flaw. This is your body's ancient survival programming kicking into high gear.
So what is actually going on here behind the scenes? Well, let's meet the main character in this whole story, a really powerful hormone called leptin. Think of it as your body's own sophisticated fuel gauge, designed to keep everything running smoothly.
Picture this. It's 1994. Scientists make this huge discovery. Our fat isn't just sitting there. It's an active organ talking directly to our brain. And the messenger it uses? This new hormone. They named it leptin, from the Greek word for thin, because they seriously thought they'd found the master key to weight control.
And here's the beautiful way it's supposed to work. It's a perfect feedback loop. You eat, your fat cells fill up and release leptin, and your brain gets a crystal clear signal that says, hey, we're good. The fuel tanks are full. You can stop eating now. Simple, elegant. That is, when it works.
Now, this is where the story gets really wild. The scientific community was ecstatic. They thought, we found the cure. Just give people more leptin. But when they actually tested it, they found something that made no sense. People who were struggling with weight didn't have low leptin. Their bodies were already swimming in it.
So, wait a minute. If the stop-eating hormone is there in huge amounts, why isn't it working? This question gets us to the absolute core of the problem. The signal isn't missing. The signal is being sent, but nobody is picking up the phone.
This noisy room analogy on the slide is just perfect. In a healthy system, the leptin signal is like a whisper in a quiet library. Easy to hear. But with leptin resistance, it's like trying to have a conversation while someone is screaming in your ear at a rock concert. The message is there, but it's totally lost in the chaos. So let's put a pin in it right here. This is the official definition. But what it really means is this. Your brain has gone deaf to leptin. So even though you have plenty of energy stored in your fat cells, your brain is 100% convinced that you are in the middle of a famine and about to starve.
And what does your brain do when it thinks you're starving? It does not mess around. It flips the survival switch. It slams the brakes on your metabolism to save every calorie, it makes you tired so you won't move, and it cranks up your hunger hormones to unbearable levels. Your brain is screaming, find food now. And willpower, well, it barely stands a chance.
But here's the really good news. This isn't just some vague theory you have to guess about. It is a real, diagnosable condition. You can actually crack your own metabolic code and find out if this is what's really going on.
So how do you go from suspecting this might be your issue to actually knowing it? Well, the answers are hiding in plain sight, in your blood work. There are very specific clues that tell the real story of your metabolic health.
Okay, don't let the chart throw you. Let's break this down. High HSCRP means inflammation is like a physical roadblock, literally blocking the leptin signal from getting to your brain. High triglycerides, that's like a massive traffic jam of fat in your bloodstream, also blocking the signal. And then there's reverse T3. This one's the smoking gun. It shows your brain is actively hitting the emergency brake on your metabolism, forcing your body into hibernation mode.
Look, just understanding the problem is a huge step. But the truly exciting part is what comes next. Once you know why your metabolism is broken, you can stop throwing generic diets at it and start using precision strategies to actually fix it.
This is so important. The whole point is to get away from the one-size-fits-all approach. The fix isn't about just counting calories. It's about using specific protocols that match your unique lab results to restore your body's hormonal signaling.
And this slide gives you a little taste of what that looks like. You see that traffic jam of high triglycerides? You use a strategy to clear the roads. You see the fire of inflammation? You use a fire extinguisher protocol. Your body's in hibernation mode?
Use strategies that send it safety signals. It's a logical, totally personalized game plan for metabolic repair.
And the goal of all this, the feeling we're after, it's not a lifetime of white-knuckling it. It's getting to a point where one day you'll put your fork down in the middle of a meal, not because you're forcing yourself to, but simply because you're satisfied. Because you just don't want any more. That right there, that's what metabolic freedom feels like.